I'm live. Oh, scared myself. How's everybody doing? Let's see. Quick roll call here. Dutch Off Grid, Pomona, Making Lemonade, Samson Farms, Old School with a Modern Twist, Copper Kettle, Built on the Rock, Duncan 1900, Geeky Gardens, She Bear Acres, Royal Amethyst. Wow, how's everybody doing tonight? Everybody staying warm? It's a little chilly here today. How cold was it, huh?
Today?
Yeah.
24.
24 degrees. So anyway, thought maybe we'd try to have a little bit of fun here tonight, and I wanted to talk a little bit about green screens or blue screens or pink screens or whatever color you want, but typically the fallback name is green screens. And what that is, I don't want to go too far in the weeds here. Chroma keying is a technique used for combining two frames or images by replacing a color in a color range in one frame with that from the second frame or more, because you can actually color key deeper than two frames. It's often used in film industry to replace a scene's background by using a blue or green screen as the initial background and placing the actor in the foreground. The principle behind the chroma keying is that the color blue is the opposite color of skin tone, so a distinction between the two is very clear, making it easier to select the color without worrying about any part of the actor being included in the section.
Do you think they understand what you're saying?
Oh, I don't know. I've just been asked, do I think anybody out there is understanding what I'm saying? Well, I hope so. I hope so. Because what I'd like to experiment with it a little bit tonight and show you how you can have fun with it. The thumbnail that y'all saw in the background as you were coming in is actually a representation of a green screen. Excuse me. The video that we just put out here a couple days ago of the 10 homesteading questions, that used some green screen techniques in it. That's how we got Santa dancing behind us. And contrary to what many people thought, no, that was not Jason. But it could have been. Okay. Most software editing programs have the ability to use a green screen function, a chroma keying function. And let me just pull up here once. Okay, what I have here on the screen, this happens to be Power Director. And this is the thumbnail in this exact location. This is a thumbnail that I made for tonight's program and used it for the intro screen here, and so on and so forth. The matter of fact, let me just bring that in. Okay, so that's the thumbnail we used tonight, and that thumbnail actually is consisting of some different items. I used a stock piece of photography, which is what you see on the screen here now. This says Discovery and neon lights. And I don't remember if it was Pexels or what site it was, but I got this, they just called it smoke on a dark surface. But you can't see through that. I mean, it is totally opaque. And if it is covering up something else, you cannot see through it. So to show you what I have here, because we'll just do this whole thing again. We have an image here that I'm going to bring down as a background. So this is the background piece, and I'm going to cover it up with this piece here, which is just a stock piece of video. So now, and I just have them offset slightly so you can see the thumbnail or the picture come up, and then as soon as it gets into the video, it hides it completely. You can't see anything. Well, this is where the magic of chroma keying comes in. Now, the particular program that I have up here that I'm sharing with you right now is Power Director. And I'm going to go into this video clip, which is the top layer of the video. As you can see, this is what it looks like. And I've gone into the properties, and there's a section here called Chroma Key. So I'm going to just check it. And they have a little eyedropper here. Everybody remembers what those are. And I'll click on that, and I can bring it over here in the picture, and I can click on any place in the picture I want. So I'm just going to pick on black to begin with. And as soon as I did that, you could see how the picture started showing up behind it. Why is it you're not seeing this? I know why you're not seeing this. Hold on. Center screen. Cut. There we go. So let me go back, since that wasn't being broadcast and I was not aware of that. So we're going to cancel here. All right. So here's what we did. You probably saw this part. We ran it to here. Now I'm going to go in and check the properties on this piece of video. So that has pulled this piece of video up to the front. There's all kinds of things I can do in here now. I can change the scale. I can change the width, the height. I can change the opacity overall. And let's just look at that once. I can make it so you can see through it. And the more I turn the opacity down, the more you can see through it, till you can't see any more of that picture. But that's not what I want. I don't want to take the whole picture and make it transparent. What I want to do is I'm going to key into a color in this picture. So I've clicked the chroma key over here on the left-hand side and click the little eyedropper, and I'm going to just pick up a piece of the black here. And as soon as I do that, it has just made everything, there is a range, but it's made everything pretty close to the selection of the color that I just picked transparent. Now, one thing that this program has that some others do not, I can add additional chroma keys to the exact same piece here. So I can say add a new key, and I'm going to select a different color. We're going to come over here and we're going to get some of this, just chartreuse. Is that what you call it, maybe?
Yeah.
All right. But now that took way too many things out. Let me put some of the black back in. I'm just going to remove the black. And let's see what this looks like now. Okay. Now, if I increase the range on that, and I know it's probably going to be much harder for you to see, but it's increased the range considerably here. So let me play a little bit more. All right, so let me do this. Let me go back and we'll do the black again. We'll get rid of the chartreuse. To me, this is just a prettier combination. So now if we play this at this point, you can see all the chartreuse colors coming up through. Now you're going to see what's called some artifacts. Which, we are artifacts? That's like a $10 word. Better be careful how we spend that. But you'll see traces of little black dots flowing around this. So I can increase the color range a little bit to try to eliminate that. I can also do what they call denoise, which it also helps to remove the artifacts. It still has a some, but there's a lot less of those floating around in here. It's actually made this look pretty clean. So, what good is doing this? Well, besides having a lot of fun, some of the practical applications for this is every night on TV, you watch your local weatherman. He's standing in front of a green screen. He is not standing in front of a map. He is pointing at a blank wall that 99% of the time is colored green, and he's watching himself over a monitor off location so that he knows where he's pointing. And so
Does Filmora have the same options?
Filmora does have a green screen, and it just so happens I'm bringing it over here right now. I already have it open. This is Filmora 9. So let's do this. stop and think where I'm at here. Okay.
We're cold.
Where did I put it? One of these days I'll get this organized. Probably not, but maybe. There we go. Okay, so this is how our homesteading questions video came about. I stumbled across this clip on, it might have been Pixabay or Pexels or one of the free sites, where you can get royalty-free video clips. They're not all that long, but I stumbled across this. And I thought, I can do something with this. It looked cute. So when Sherry and I did our video, you can see we have a green cloth up here on the wall behind us. And I will also tell you that we did not take enough time to do this. It was fairly rough to get it the way we wanted it, simply because the lighting is not real good. I broke one of the major rules here. You want to light the green up all I'm doing here is I'm getting to an area where the green is all the way across the back of it here. Now this will be fine. Let me cut this. And for the little Santa piece, I'm just going to copy that and paste it so we get it stretched out a little bit, because it's not a very long clip. So within Filmora here, I have on the top layer, I have the video with Sherry and I in it with this green background. Now here's where it's pretty tough. This background, you can see it's not the same color green. You can see the crease line. You can see the shadows here. So it's not the best to do this with, but you can still get a reasonable result. Now, it's pretty easy in Filmora. They just plain call it green screen. They don't call it chroma key coloring or chroma keying or anything. Just call it green screen. They even have keystroke functions. You get there quicker, which is a Control Alt G. But again, it has select color. Now, if you notice, I didn't do a thing yet. I haven't selected a color. I just went chroma key and jumped up, and it already took a large part of that green out because it's a fairly broad spectrum. The tolerance, the edge thickness, everything they have here has taken a lot of that out. So the way that this shows right now, and you'll still see a lot of green shading. If you look closely, you can see right through here is the crease in the screen. So if my green piece of material would have been lit properly, if it were just a slightly different shade, that would have been all I'd have to do is just click and play, and it would have just jumped up and worked. But because I didn't, I'm going to use the eyedropper. Oh, that was not very good. There we go. And let's make it a little better. There's still some heavy area here from the shadows. So this is pretty close to the way that I put that video together. I did spend some more time on it. This is still pretty fuzzy around the chair and so forth, but you can take this and rework the video. At this point, it would be easier to get some of the green cleared up with the final minute details, and then you could go back and bring it back the other way. All I did was I kind of zoomed into the picture. Now the other thing that we can do here is we can do a little bit of color correction to help enhance that. and that makes it pretty good. From that point on, you start dealing with your audio using transitions to blend areas in and out. So if I drop that right at the very beginning, you see it's completely gone, and as it starts, it should fade in. So that's like what one of the transitions would do for you. Of course, you could also do that. Now, if you watch Santa in the background here, that was a considerable shift, which would not be desirable. But you could put multiple different things in the background here. I could go to solid color. I could go to just a house. I could go to an outdoor scene. Some of the different sites that you can get free videos is Pexels. There's just a little tougher to initially get into it. You actually have to search for something first and then click the video tab. Come on. There we go. Here, this could be a good one. Let me grab this one. This will be interesting. Video 1, new IMD. We're going to call this Beach. And let's do oh, we can just use a regular color, so that'll be fine. All right, so now what we're going to do here, we're going to take this back away. We're going to eliminate these. Go back into the media tab. Let's go grab that one I just downloaded. And let's grab we'll grab a nice full blue color here. Spread these out a little bit. Okay, so what I have is I have the dark blue is in the background, and I have this clip that we just grabbed off of this site. I'll take that back. I'm sorry. I forgot it's backwards. Here we go. Okay, so this is a clip that we just grabbed off that site, and we have the dark blue in the background. So what you can do with this, you can go into green screen, and let's there we go. So now, in essence, what we've done is we've just changed the color of the clothes she's wearing. So this is the kind of thing you can do with Chroma Keying technology. If I because this is keyed to the clip with the girl in it, let's okay, so here she has we've now put a red suit on her. Or we could do whatever color you can dream up. There's no color in the background, it makes it turn black because that's the absence of color. So I would like to encourage you to just play with this a little bit. It's a lot of fun to do that, to see what kind of things you can develop and dream up on your own. Let me
What program is that you're in?
right now I'm showing in Filmora.
Big Dreams Homestead. Oh boy, this means I can film several videos in one day, just change the color of my shirt to make it look like a different day.
In essence, you can do that. Absolutely, you can do that. It's not that hard to do. It's a lot of fun. Some programs are a little bit easier than others to do this technique with. Some of them have more features than others. For example, Power Director, you can actually create 3 different chroma key keys for different colors on a single video clip, whereas you can't do that with Filmora. It's only a single key. Now, obviously, you can expand that key to include a much wider range, but yeah, by just here we can start her off here now in with a purple suit. And just change it to red. So with some imagination, you can turn her into a quick change artist on the beach. And let your mind wander wherever you would want to go with that as to how you could incorporate that into something you produce. Same thing happens in here, and we can actually show that same thing here. Let's see. Oh, new workspace. Can we use for a
can you do checkerboard as a color? Paul is asking.
Can you, yeah, certainly. You can do checkerboard as a color. I mean, you can either make it yourself or it's going to be best for you to create a file to obtain that. So in other words,
they can't hear me asking you, so they don't know what I'm saying. So you may have to repeat.
okay.
Off-grid Dutch, off-grid homesteading.
Okay. Sherry just asked me, I guess Dutch wrote a question in here. Can you use checkerboard as a color? Checkerboard is a pattern. It's black and white would be your colors. So you could use it as a pattern. So let's just go to Google here once and we'll type in checkerboard. And we'll go into images. And let's just grab this one. Now I'm grabbing this as an image. There would be a possibility that there could be a copyright on this. I'm not publishing anything. It's just we're doing this to show you technique. Let's go into the root of D. So let's go up here and we will import it in here. So there's my checkerboard. Okay. We'll turn on the chroma key and we'll grab the color of her suit here. We'll increase the range a little bit to try to get her entire suit. And I'm just doing this very, very quickly. So the image is not wide enough up here. This image is only taking up the center part. And I'm sure that many of you are seeing the problem with this already. Is because she's running down the beach, and the overlay on the suit is stationary. It's an interesting concept here. But if anybody could design a suit that did that, you would probably have you'd probably have quite the rush of orders for it. Okay, getting back into where I can actually see the chat again here now. Does anybody have any questions on something with the chroma keying and different ways to do it? I showed you two different programs tonight. There are others. Some sort of chroma key is available in almost every single video editing program. I'm not going to say 100%, but I'm going to say, except for very, very basic ones, it's available. It is a technique that a lot of people, I don't know if I want to use the term afraid to use, but it's not used very often.
Find it intimidating.
And they find it a little bit intimidating. Another one that we'll talk about on another night is masking. And masking is a lot of fun because that's where you can have yourself be in the final production more than once. You can be sitting on a bench talking to yourself. And we will show you how to do that if you have an interest in that type of techniques. So Sydney's going to go edit some videos. You gotta let us know here if you're gonna use any of this green screen on your videos now. Big Dreams Homestead, I talk to myself all the time. Well, that's fine until you start answering yourself, I guess. But I highly recommend these sites to pick up some interesting tidbits that you can use as B-roll, as filler film in your projects. And these are all free. You don't have to pay for any of it. A great site to get pictures. Unfortunately, I don't have any videos. There's a site called unsplash.com. They have some outstanding pictures in here, and it's they're all free to use. No attribution required. Unfortunately, it's all still images. But that's not to say that something like this can't be enhanced to be used on a thumbnail for your video. I'm looking at these old Coca-Cola bottles. Oh, and I see that unbeknownst to me, I had the phone up. I hope nobody was trying to call, because I don't. There. I had the phone number scrolling across the top of the screen, and I don't have the phone set up. So if anybody out there was trying to call, I apologize. So, anybody else got anything? What would y'all like to see next week? You folks got to help me out. You got to let me know what it is that we can help, that we can maybe help you out with. If you want to talk some more about banners and thumbnails, we can do that. If you want to talk more about the editing, we can do that. Maybe some some color grading. I don't know. So, anything else you can think of, hon? Anything else we need to say? We're all good? We're all good. How to do a live feed. Okay. We can do that. I can definitely build a show around that. Big Dreams Homestead. Now let me ask you: are you wanting to know how to do a live feed, like using OBS or some other encoding program? Or are you wanting to know how to do a live feed just going off your computer?
Voiceovers, you haven't hit OBS recently. Editing, got quite a few ideas here.
Okay. Well, the OBS, yeah, we can certainly talk about OBS. That's one I need to know ahead of time because I have to use 2 computers to do that.
Royal Amethyst must have another migraine.
Okay, so, and this is the reason why I need to set up another computer to demonstrate the OBS, because if I pull OBS into this now, I go into a never-ending loop that will make the best of you a little dizzy. Okay.
Why does Mandy have such horrible buffering and issues with OBS or Streamlabs during her lives?
I'm going to I'm
What
going
you saw yesterday when she tried to use her webcam, she had no sound. Remember? We were sitting here and
yeah,
couldn't hear her?
yeah.
So she stopped that and then went to OBS, and that's when she got the buffering.
Well, I'm going to say that your settings for your OBS are probably incorrect. That's the reason you were getting the buffering. The default way that YouTube has made it for folks to go live without using any type of encoder locally. In other words, they've turned your $1,000 PC into a phone for the purpose of streaming live. That's just a whole different word than doing everything here locally yourself. Of course,
She doesn't know how to fix it. She doesn't know what to do.
well, and I'm not set up to show you that at this point. I have to have the other computer running, and I have to attach to the screen on it, and it's just not set up for that here now. But there's some different areas you can get into I've talked about it before, but I don't recall what the name of the video might be that to even do a search on it. But guess we can do that next week. Yeah, we'll just do that next week. We'll plan on it next week. We'll have it set up, and we'll run through a whole setup here of utilizing OBS from yeah, we'll do that next week. We will show how you set up OBS from the beginning. How to start with OBS. And okay. Not seeing anything else.
She even spells your name right.
Okay. So we'll plan on doing that next week. We will start an OBS thing where we will set it up from scratch.
Asking, do you have to use OBS to go live?
No. No, you do not have to use OBS to go live. Your options, you have lots of options to go live. You can go live without having any type of special software downloaded or anything. Within your Creator Studio, up in the upper right hand side, there's a little button up there that's what's it say on it? I guess it says create. And you press on that, and then there's one there that says go live. And depending upon if you're going to go live just from your computer using a webcam, or if you're on a laptop, a built-in webcam on the laptop and built-in microphone on the laptop, or a webcam that has a microphone, wherever you have a microphone attached and or webcam, it will ask you permission to use those. But going live in that fashion limits you to just what you see is what you get. It's kind of like using an old Brownie camera. It's a point and shoot. So you can't change the screens around like what I can do here. I mean, right now I'm showing the Fillmore 9 on the screen. I can have myself on the screen here. I can switch it over to Power Director very quickly. I can show a web browser here. I can go.
I use GoPro hooked to the computer to go live instead of a webcam.
Is the question, can you?
Yes. She's asking.
If you have the proper connectivity from your GoPro to the computer, yes, you can, because a GoPro can act as a webcam. Now here's kind of what has to happen. You have to have a way to get the image off the camera and into the computer. GoPro has an HDMI outlet, and that would be the simplest, easiest way to do that. However, whatever computer you have needs to have a capture card or a captured item to do that. And I just saw one today. Hold on a second. Okay. Happened to stop at a Best Buy today.
What is a capture card?
A capture card will take like an HDMI single, like what goes into your television set, and capture it to the computer. Where did I see it? Here it is. This, and I thought it was very, very interesting. This is a combination. There's a webcam here, but the most interesting part is this piece of it right here. This is an HDMI capture card for a computer, either a laptop or a desktop computer, where they have an in and out of the HDMI, which is your typical television connectivity from any game station or from a cable box of any sort. Going to your TV set uses an HDMI cable. So a GoPro has an HDMI output. It's a micro HDMI, so you have to get the proper connections. But it would go into this right here, and then this USB connector would simply plug into your computer, and it would then show up as a device on your computer that almost like a camera. So in other words, here's a camera source. That is how you could do that. That, in a very roundabout way, that's exactly what I was going to set up, or what I will set up for next week, to connect to the second computer so that you can see it on the screen and have it yet totally isolated, so that you won't see the picture-in-picture type thing, which is where you had when you tried to show my own screens here. I don't know if y'all followed that or not, but you run into an endless loop if you show your own image to the camera, and then it sees it again and again and again and again, and it just continues down like the never-ending thing of mirrors. This allows you to capture that from a second device. You see it one time, you see it all clear. It's easy to explain. Now they also have a product called CamLink, which that's what this is. This is what I use when we go and set up at different homesteading events where we do live streaming, and I hook not the webcam, I hook the camcorder up to use as a webcam. Again, it's an HDMI input, and I plug into this, and this converts it into a USB signal, which the computer can understand, and then OBS can see that as a source and it just presents my camera, my camcorder, as a device that OBS can use as a webcam. So this is the piece that I use currently, but this other piece, this is the same thing, and this is a package deal. I'm pretty impressed with this. I'm pretty impressed with this. So that's some different things you can do. And if I went too far off in the weeds, I apologize. So, better be done. I better be done. I'm getting the... You better quit. Looks like there's some other devices like that here as well. This is a game capture device. I actually have a card in my in the computer that I built here that I can plug directly into as an HDMI input. Actually, this is the card right here. So I'm sure you've seen these type of cards on the back of computers, desktop computers, and that's what I have built into this computer. And it has an HDMI in and out. All right. Well, it is simple enough. It's just I make it complicated. I have to make it complicated so that people think I have more smarts than I do. So, having said all that, we will see you all Thursday? Thursday. Everybody have a wonderful week. Stay warm. And we will see you later.
Yeah, they don't see the card. You weren't showing it to them. Your picture was up on the screen.
My picture's all right. I'm sorry. There's the card. Another picture of it. So that's the card. This is the piece that I saw at the store today, where you get a combination. You get a webcam and you get this capture. It's not a capture card, but it's an outside device to capture that USB cable plugs into it.
Well, that they saw.
That they saw.
Yeah, it was just when you showed the thing on the back of the desktop.
Okay.
Your picture was up.
All right. So I think we're caught up. I think I've showed everything I needed to.
Yep.
So everybody have a wonderful week. Take care. And we will see you later. Bye-bye.